What's up everyone, welcome back to ARTV. My name is John. It's time for a review of the fourth studio album by the California born and bred. Obviously you've seen the titles of the albums, Venice, Malibu, Oxnard, and now his fourth studio album, Ventura. It's Anderson Paak. He's a multi-instrumentalist, somebody who raps, somebody who sings, somebody who brings it from soul to hip-hop and everything in between, and I couldn't be more excited to be talking about his new record. I've unfortunately never covered one of Anderson Paak's albums in a review format on my channel, and that's a misstep on my end. I didn't discover Anderson Paak until 2016's record Malibu, and I didn't get into that one officially until 2017, otherwise it definitely would have found a home on my 2016 best of list. Now, just to give a rundown on some of my thoughts since I've never really covered him, I think that Malibu is pretty much his masterpiece. It's a record that I agree with the critical consensus on. He kind of effortlessly breezes between rapping, mixing in soul, some neo-funk, and also just this voice of a god and an angel at the same time. It's just wild at how well he's able to pull off these transitions between different moods, different reflections and sentiments. He's having fun but also reflecting at the same time, and I love the record, still come back to it to this day. Now, Oxnard, on the other hand, following up in 2018, was an album that saw some missteps in my eyes. It didn't feel like a fully closed-off collection that I could sink into like Malibu, and even though this was a record that I felt was supposed to be kind of like his self-titled effort, considering Anderson Paak himself is actually from Oxnard, this was a letdown, and it features a few tracks, a few bangers, like Tense featuring Kendrick Lamar that got me excited right away, and then a plethora of others that I just feel a bit more ambivalent towards, and possibly part of the issue with Dr. Dre being too controlling on the production side of things. Now, Anderson Paak is obviously on Aftermath Entertainment now, Dr. Dre's label, and this new record, Ventura, saw him having more creative freedom, which is something that I'm always passionate about for the artist. You can hear on this record, Ventura, easily the grooves are coming back big time. I feel that Anderson feels a bit more confident, a bit more loose, playful, but also honed in on what he wanted to do, and as a result of that, the more you listen to Ventura, the more you feel that this is more of a proper successor to Malibu. To be quite honest, I really didn't expect the quick turnaround between studio albums. Oxnard dropped in the fall of 2018, and now in the spring of 2019, we're already at Ventura, and like many people have already noted, it seems like he was kind of intent on fixing some of the errors and mistakes that really plagued that record. Not that it was an awful experience by any means, it was just something that didn't feel as fun, as hard-hitting, or as Anderson Paak-y. That was a terrible description, but what I'm attempting to say is that once I heard the lead-off single King James, I could already almost sense a feeling of creativeness, a spirit of freedom, and King James definitely took on some deeper topics while retaining a more fun and loose musical element, and that does continue throughout the entire Ventura LP. I found this to be a fascinating listen. The more that I got into it, the more I was able to just kind of lay back and let this record enfold me. It's something where you can pick up on that lush instrumentation and the mixing, the production. It's so clear. You're not going to miss any of the instruments there. It pays homage to older styles of music, and yes, occasionally I do feel that it gets bogged down in trying to maybe be a little bit too much akin to some of those older styles, but for the most part, it does show some signs of growth, and also just a wave that he's continuing to ride out. Out of Anderson Paak's 3 releases under the Anderson Paak moniker over the past 3 years, this is the shortest affair at only just under 40 minutes, and I admire it for that. It is a different step. It's walking out and saying, okay, Oxnard, part of the problem there is that it did get bogged down over the course of 14 tracks. What can we change to make this a tighter dynamic? And here it seems he and his band actually have things tied down to a bit more of a concrete statement, so they know exactly what they want to do, what inspirations they want to take on, and it makes the album listening experience much more pleasurable. Anyways, the guest features are a lot better this time around. I definitely feel that they have more meaning to them. There's also some uncredited background vocals on a few of these tracks, like for example, BJ the Chicago Kid, who is a consistent collaborator of Anderson Paak, appearing in the background of Come Home. We've got André 3000 of Outkast dropping a kind of funny verse on the opening cut. I really love the movement on that one. The flute in the background, it's just a great touch to the mix, and the fact that this song is playful while still nodding to older styles of music. That's kind of exactly what I would want to hear from Anderson. Even the collaboration with Pharrell Williams went over well, and while I've kind of had a hit or miss opinion of him as of late, some of his production credits, some of his features, everything like that, here on Twilight, the next to last song on Ventura, he makes his case for actually appearing here, co-writing the track with Anderson Paak, and they actually come through with something really, really solid, and it's kind of upped its way into being one of my favorites on the release, alongside other cuts like Chosen One, which really makes great use of the featured vocalist, and also the rapping on this track, the technique, everything about it just feels so perfectly timed and smooth, and honestly, that might be my top favorite that's winning out for me right now. More praises are in order for Reachin' Too Much, which is a song that sees Anderson kind of taking on this female in his life that is perhaps going a little bit above and beyond to make certain situations a little bit less than amicable, and I do love the style of this one, but coming right before that, even better I would say, is the collaboration with the Motown legend Smokey Robinson. I love this cut, Make It Better, because it sees them kind of going back and forth, they're trading off vocals, and also the song is about a relationship and saying, what can I do to actually step it up, to do something special, to spice up the relationship, as he says. And this song just feels very genuine, very down to earth. The string section on this one makes it even more magnificent, and I feel like this is something that could be a future Valentine's Day classic. The only section of the album that kind of drags for me is between tracks 5 and 6. Good Heels just kind of floats on, and I don't really feel that Jazmine Sullivan adds all that much to the track. It just feels like we're kind of stuck in an endless suspended motion, and then we move again into the next track, Yada Yada, which I do enjoy the rhythm of. I enjoy that one, and I feel like it's kind of moving towards something, but eventually we just drop into King James, and at this point, so many listens in, I'm just looking more forward to King James than I am getting to Yada Yada, and it just feels like one in the future that I'll skip over. Jet Black's a grower, Winner's Circle is a shower, and there's other tracks that present themselves all throughout the record that make their case for making my year-end list in the future. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Me personally, I'm giving this a strong 4, and for any of you curious, I would rate Malibu a 4.5 and Oxnard a strong 3 out of 5. Not quite as great there. Anyways, your thoughts on any of these 3 records that I talked about, specifically Ventura, are welcomed in the comment section down below. Please drop a like on the review and subscribe for the love of music. Thank you so much for tuning into my review of Anderson Paak's new record Ventura. Check out another recent review right over here, or another recent video that I made on the channel right over here. Connect with me on social media at all of these links that you see here in the description down below. Donate to my Patreon if you would like to help support the channel. There's an annotation in the corner. And other than that, I'll see you soon for more on ARTV.